And James Harden is a straight bitch. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the show, I am your host, Rashid White. All right, so as you guys can see with the title on screen there and the amount opening statements there, James Harden is a complete bitch. And it looks like this deal is actually probably going to go down according to a lot of sources. It's exploded like a volcano that's been dormant for years and years and years and years. So let's say for the last 100-something years in a sense, though. I don't know if that's a good metaphoric analogy or not. All right, so as the trade deadline approaches, Keith Pompey, 76ers beat writer for the Philadelphia Inquirer and ESPN Brian's Windhorst reports that the Nets and Sixers spoke Tuesday about a trade center, but based on for Ben Simmons and James Harden. So basically, Windhorst is actually saying here the sides are absolutely talking, absolutely negotiating. I'm sorry. The 76ers were looking out for other moves, talking to other teams about other moves, and it looks like they actually want to get Tobias Harris to another team. If I'm other teams in the NBA, I'm not doing Daryl Morey any kind of favors whatsoever. I'm not about to help you actually get better because you actually mismanaged the whole Ben Simmons thing in the first place. So I'm not actually doing you any kind of favors whatsoever. All right, so they swapped offers. Right now it's about haggling the ancillary parts, and I believe that Maxey definitely should be included in the deal. Brooklyn gave up a lot to get James Harden, two all-star caliber players in a sense, though. You could argue that Jarrett Allen should have made it this year. Maybe not. He shouldn't have made it. Karis LeVert, we actually know what he can do. He's a player that you actually absolutely have to game plan for if you're an opposing coach. So, he's an all-star caliber player, Karis LeVert. I mean, barring all the injuries and everything. All right, so right now I was against this move about Brooklyn getting Ben Simmons for the fact that there's so many limitations to Ben Simmons' game. But as I think about it more and more, I believe, yes, do the deal. I mean, you have Kyrie and you have Kevin Durant. I mean, for one, Ben Simmons himself playing the point guard position is a mismatched nightmare. So for all the little small point guards in the NBA like Ja Morant, what's it called? CP3, Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox, what's his name? Trae Young. I mean, all these small point guards at 6'1", 6'2". I mean, he can definitely post them up or take them off the dribble, and you must run an extra man at that. There's just no question about that. Or Ben Simmons, as you can see when he had 42 points against the Jazz, can just pretty much go off. So you have to run an extra man at Ben Simmons. And then they have shooting. You have Joe Harris, and let's see if they'll actually move him. But Joe Harris, Patty Mills, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, I mean, all these guys are excellent three-point shooters. And I think and then Ben Simmons can switch. He can defend. I just, and then let's get to James Harden now. I mean, he came into the Houston camp out of shape. And he actually played pretty well, but then during the playoffs, he had a hamstring injury. And he had to sit out. And those are the type of injuries, those are conditioning-related type of injuries. So now he has to sit out. And unless he's one of these mesomorphs where his body can pretty much burn fat while he's sleeping, that's not actually happening with him. He gained a lot of weight. And then during this off season, he couldn't even really work out because he had to let that hamstring pretty much heal out. So thus he comes into camp out of shape again. And now he has another hamstring injury. So now he's going to have to probably sit out, miss games. There's a psychological component to this, whether he can actually trust that hamstring. Is he going to be overthinking it? Like when he's trying to take off and, explode off of that, just explode in general, trying to get to the rim. This is going to be an injury, like an injury for him. And the whole thing with Philadelphia is that they don't have anybody to. I mean, you have Maxey. Now we don't know if Maxey actually stays there, but does he want to be a backup right now? That's the whole thing. You can argue in Brooklyn, he can start. He can actually start. So I don't know, man. This is actually a really, really, really complicated situation, and Brian Windhorst, he's actually saying that. Well, let's listen to what Woj has to say. These are the latest updates.
On a Harden, Philadelphia trade, nowhere.
Yeah, no. You think that's
nowhere? Well, I'm not in the prediction. I try not to do the prediction business really because you follow the news where it leads. But right now, there's no negotiation going on between Philadelphia and Brooklyn. You know, the trade deadline is tomorrow at 3. It can change. But the idea that they are going back and forth that's been surmised by some is, I don't believe that to be accurate. And so, again, deadlines create action often, and people hold out, and there's always a lot of posturing. But I think Brooklyn still believes right now its best path is to get Kevin Durant back and get James Harden healthy and Kyrie Irving on the court and get those three together again probably after the All-Star break when they're hopeful Durant could be back. It is not a perfect or ideal scenario right now with James Harden. There's no question about that. But I think barring a flurry of negotiations and activity that hasn't happened yet, right now, James Harden is likely to be with the Nets. Again, it's always fluid, but I don't sense an appetite from Brooklyn to do a deal that's just simply Ben Simmons for James Harden. And if Philadelphia.
All right, yeah. Now, Adrian Wojnarowski is actually saying they don't have anything, but Brian Windhorst is actually saying that they actually. So something is going on over here. Well, Sean Marks likes to operate like a cat. And maybe, what's his name? Daryl Morey is actually operating like a dog in a sense, though. All right, time will tell everything. But, I mean, and I agree with Sean Marks. He would like to keep James Harden over Ben Simmons. But I don't know what's actually true here, man. This is so much stuff circling right now. All right, if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.